would like to begin? Good evening and welcome to the 2011 Northeastern Clinton Central School District Fall Sports Award Ceremony. I would like to begin by saying a couple of thank yous. I would like to thank all of the custodial, maintenance, and transportation staffs. They are extremely hardworking people and I think they do a tremendous job. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to thank Mr. Menard and Mr. Letourneau for creating the plaques that we have for this evening's ceremony. I would like to thank John Hogan for the great job that he does taking pictures of our athletic teams throughout the fall. Mr. Hogan truly loves Northeastern Clinton athletics. Let's give him a round of applause. I would like to thank Ms. Nancy Warner for her help in allowing us to use this speaker system this evening. I would like to thank all of the staff, Anna Oliver, Elizabeth Fuster, Shelley Brooks, Jennifer Boyer, Kathy Devins, Eileen Dupre, and Renee Herzog. A special thanks to Lisa Menard for being a huge help in the preparation of the awards for this ceremony. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to thank the faculty and administration here at Northeastern Clinton Central School. I would like to thank the coaches for all of their hard work and dedication to their teams. And finally, I'd like to thank all the athletes. I can give you an example. Today, I'm in my office getting ready for this ceremony, last minute things, and I had an athlete yesterday and then again today coming in, even though the season's already over, already working on drills to prepare that athlete for next fall season. You know, those are the kind of attributes that are what make our athletic programs great here. I'm very proud to be a part of that, and I want to thank all the athletes for all their hard work and dedication. Let's give them a round of applause. The format of this ceremony is going to be the same as it was last year. I will announce each team and the team of each coach, one team at a time. I will then read a summary of each season written by the coach. While reading the summary, the coach will come over, and when I have finished with the summary, we'll announce the most improved and most valuable player award winners. Once we've gone through each team, the teams will then go to a designated location. Once you're at that location, the JV coach will begin by handing out the team's certificates, then have an opportunity to speak about their team and their team's families, whatever they want to talk about. Once they have finished, the varsity coach will do the same. The locations of each team are as follows. Girls JV and varsity soccer will leave the auditorium, go right out of the auditorium into the high school gym. JV and varsity volleyball will go across the hall to the high school cafeteria. Varsity boys and girls cross country will go left out of the auditorium into the high school and middle school library. Boys JV and varsity soccer will stay here in the auditorium. Let's begin with JV volleyball coached by Coach Ann Lynch. The girls JV volleyball team was a wonderful group of girls to work with. Practices were fun and productive. The athletes were able to learn the difficult 6-2 rotation by the first few games of the season and use it throughout the season. This is a big accomplishment with only 3 returning players. Tournaments were fun and this squad was in the top 2 teams in the round of the JV tournament to advance to the gold finals. Everyone showed improvement in court sense and skills by the end of the season. They were a very responsible group of athletes and captains, covering work that needed to be done in the absence of a manager, as well as working hard toward our goals. Good things are expected of them at the varsity level for those moving on. The JV volleyball most improved player is awarded to Gabrielle Vasquez. The JV volleyball most valuable player is awarded to Oriana LaFleche. Give him a round of applause. Varsity volleyball coached by Coach Brent Banker. As the coach of the volleyball team, there was one moment I chose from the season to define our team. It was after Plattsburgh defeated us in the sectionals. On the bench sat Veda Loya with tears running down her face. She had just removed her volleyball shoe and socks, revealing the large blisters on the bottom of her feet. Her tears were the reflections of all the highs and lows that she and her teammates shared during a 2-15 season. The blisters are a volleyball player's scars that showed the hard work and dedication required to be the best. We might not have been the #1 volleyball team in the section, but Veda is proof we had players who believed we had a chance to be #1. The varsity volleyball most improved player is awarded to Caroline Perrier. The varsity volleyball most valuable player is awarded to Veda Loya. Boys and girls varsity cross country coached by Coach Dave Cokes. The boys and girls cross country teams enjoyed strong seasons. Both teams made great improvements with most of the runners setting personal bests at various courses. It was a challenging year with a lot of rain making training difficult, but all the runners persevered. Both teams had 2 qualifiers for the state cross-country meet, and the girls narrowly missed upsetting Saranac for the Class C title. In addition, the girls had 2 CBAC All-Star selections. It was a great season for a great bunch of student athletes. The varsity boys cross-country most improved player is awarded to Landon Goslin and Sean Kuzman. The varsity boys cross-country most valuable player is awarded to Neil Miller. The varsity girls cross-country most improved player is awarded to Samantha Smith. The varsity girls cross-country most valuable player is awarded to Justine Rabideau and Laura Bayshard. Boys JV soccer coached by Coach Frank Dumas. like to congratulate the boys JV soccer team on a very successful season. Their hard work and great attitudes were a pleasure to be around every day. Their family atmosphere and support of each other was a nice touch to the season. The season was rewarding with everyone improving their game. We have many good athletes moving on to varsity, and they will continue to keep NCCS soccer at a very competitive level. I would like to thank all of these young men for a great season, and best of luck to all of you. The boys JV soccer most improved player is awarded to Ryan Marks and Brendan Boutin. The boys JV soccer most valuable player is awarded to Rodney Grimshaw and Garrett Vigor and Mason Letourneau. Girls JV soccer coached by Coach Sarah Hanfield. It was truly a pleasure to coach this junior varsity girls soccer team. We had an overall season record of 8-4-1. We had 13 out of 20 players score a goal or more for our team. We also outscored our opponents 31-19. This group of girls was dedicated to the sport of soccer and our team. I saw continued improvement and growth throughout the season for all of my players. What set this year's team apart from some other teams is the fact that we all got along so well with each other. Each player supported her teammates and that player's accomplishments no matter how large or small. The girls made my job as coach easy. Everyone came to practice and games ready and willing to give 110%. Aside from being stellar athletes, these girls also excelled in the classroom as well. I did not have one player on academic probation this season, which is a rarity. These girls exemplify what it means to be a Northeastern Clinton Central School District athlete, and I am proud to have been a part of this year's team. The girls JV soccer most improved player is awarded to Ashley Moran. The girls JV soccer most valuable player is awarded to Jenna LaValle. Girls varsity soccer coached by Coach Tim Superman. I would like to congratulate the girls on their hard work and dedication. Their attitude and work ethic was a pleasure to be around for the past few months. The girls created a family atmosphere with their pregame rituals and sleepover. This built some team chemistry that allowed us to improve and be competitive in every game. I am proud of the girls and how they represented their school and excelled in the classroom as well as on the soccer field. I would like to thank all of the girls for an enjoyable season. The girls varsity soccer most improved player is awarded to Eliza Chevalier. The girls varsity soccer most valuable player is awarded to Mallory Honan, Molly Roush, and Erica Sorrell. Boys varsity soccer coached by Coach Dale Hawksley. It was my great pleasure to have coached this team this year. We had a league record of 9-1-2, and our overall record was 12-2-2. We were very competitive, we played hard, and had a great work ethic. Above all, I hope they had fun this year. Even though we came up short in our overall goal, we cannot let our last game define how we played throughout the whole season. Our team represented our school both on and off the field. Every year our soccer teams are the teams to beat. That shows what kind of soccer program we are producing year after year. At our all-star meeting, Rob Armstrong was chosen MVP of the league. On first team was Matt Letourneau, Colin McCarthy, and Josh Rabbitt. On second team was Tom Bedard. I would like to thank our soccer parents for supporting and helping the team throughout the season. The boys varsity soccer most improved player is awarded to Ben LeDuc. The boys varsity soccer offensive most valuable player is awarded to Kyle McCarthy. The boys varsity soccer defensive most valuable player is awarded to Matt Letourneau and Rob Armstrong. Okay, before everyone leaves, I'd like to reread the locations where you will be going to finish the award ceremony. The locations of each team are as follows. Girls JV and varsity soccer will go to the high school gym. JV and varsity volleyball will go to the high school cafeteria. Varsity boys and girls cross country will go to the high school, middle school library. Boys JV and varsity soccer will go to the high school auditorium. I would like to thank all of you for coming this evening and have a safe trip home. Thank you very much.
It's a big room, you're going to have to speak up.
Okay. Ashley Moran, Lexi Barrow, Alexa Sorrell, Shauna Barkley, Madison Bolshevin, Darian Carey, Celine Houle, Tiana Ledoux, Chelsea Menard, Miranda Miller, Callie Sample, Rachel Sylvester, Shaylin Rao, Emily Sample, Peyton Sample. And Coach Andrew.
So for moral support, we're all going to stay up there for myself and for Ashley. Thank you for taking the time to come to tonight's Fall Sports Recognition Night to honor our athletes. My first reactions after our soccer season ended was, how can our season be over already? And what the heck am I going to do tomorrow night? It's the kind of season we had, a too short season where I look forward to every night with my girls. This is my 10th season coaching soccer for Northeastern Clinton, and I'm still amazed by the support our athletes get. Josh Erica has done an outstanding job balancing the responsibilities of athletic director and replacing our beloved Josie Gilroy. I would like to thank him as well as the other soccer coaches, Tim, Frank, Jerry, Dale, and Mark, who are all very supportive and always willing to help me and offer any advice when I need it. This year I not only had an amazing group of girls, but also an outstanding group of parents as well. The players' parents drop off and pick up their children. They take pictures on the sideline. They run the booster club. They wash uniforms, and they were very dirty uniforms this year. They hold dinners in the oven. They travel distances to see their children play, and they cheer on our players from the sidelines, and they encourage our players whether our team is winning or losing. I don't think they always get the thanks that they deserve, and I would like to thank them personally right now. Your enthusiasm and support is the reason that many of us stay coaching throughout the years. The season started off with 26 girls trying out, and I knew that I was not going to keep all 26, so I needed to see who was going to give me everything they had to play in our team. By the end of my first practice, 2 of my players had left the breakfast on the field and continued practicing. I knew those 2 had made the team. We ended the season with an overall record of 9-4-1, winning our last 5 games in a row. We also avenged our first loss to NCCS by beating them on their home field with a score of 3-2. The 4 games we did lose were by no more than 2 goals, which means we were in every game and no one blew us out of the water by any means. Several things impressed me about our team: their drive and determination to be better soccer players, their love of the game, and their constant improvement throughout the season. But the thing that I will remember most about this year's team is how much heart we had, and this isn't something you can teach. It has to be found from within. Our girls wanted each other to score and to do their best. I didn't have any glory hounds who focused only on themselves and what they accomplished. Our team really understood that there is no I in team, and we conducted ourselves that way throughout the season. We have learned to put ourselves before others, put others before themselves. Some people will never develop this part of their character in an entire lifetime. The last decision that I had to make for this season was deciding who was going to receive my end of the season awards. My first choice is a player who I cannot say enough good things about. Her positive attitude and smile are infectious. She continues to impress me with the development she has made over the seasons that I have had her as a player. She always gave me 100% and has developed a love for the game of soccer. She knows her physical strengths and weaknesses and doesn't pretend she is anyone but who she is. It is great pride that Ashley Moran is our MIP player this year. And then finally I have decided who is going to be our team's most valuable player. This player is easily recognized by several of the other coaches and parents as one of my strongest and most consistent players. She was a constant threat to all of the other team's defense, and she never complained about anything I asked her to do. She has outstanding ball handling skills, a powerful shot, and a natural athletic ability. And I know that I'm going to repeatedly see Genoa Valley's name in the Press Republican for scoring goals in the future. I want to wish all of my sophomores and the others of you who will move on to be varsity players next year all the best of luck in your future years of soccer. I am truly sad to see you go, and I will miss you immensely. I'm going to try to smile. I'm going to smile because I had the opportunity to coach you, not because it's over. And for those of you who are returning to me next year, I already cannot wait for our 2012 season. Thank you all for a wonderful season.
Okay, well, I didn't really know where to start, but the past two soccer seasons have definitely been something for another. I have to say this was the best season. We were a family. Never was there a negative attitude on the field this year when it was game time. We were always smiling no matter if we won or lost. Always encouraging each other. Never did we put someone down. I'll never forget this team. For now, we have to leave each other's sides until the sophomores move up. I don't know how I could ever thank you enough for all the help you have given me. You encouraged me. I pushed myself as hard as I could, sometimes to the point where I would want to cry from being sore. But never once did I show a sign of weakness. This team was my strength throughout the whole season. Not a single teammate left behind definitely for us. We always picked each other up when someone was having a rough day. I couldn't have become as strong as I was this year without the help of you and Cougar. Neither one of you ever let me down. You always encouraged me. You listened to me whine and complain, but you still never ignored me. You always were there to help, always suggested something new, and most of the time it benefited me. You told me that it was me who did all the work, it really was thanks to you. I couldn't have done it without you. So before this gets too sappy, I want to end on a happy note. Good luck to our former teammates in the upcoming soccer year, and I will miss you. I'm leaving this team with some new friendships that I wouldn't have a chance to have if it weren't for this year, for this soccer team. Thank you to all of you. You really made my last JV year worth it.
Before I start, the girls know I do not have a problem with a loud voice, but for some reason my voice is going a little bit, so I will try to yell, but it may get kind of dry at the end. I'd like to start off, and as I was signing the certificates this morning, I started thinking about, as I was looking at each name, making sure it was spelled correctly and all that good stuff, memories started popping in my head of each particular girl. So I said, well, when I was about halfway down, I said, you dummy, you should be writing these down. So I have like a one-liner or something that immediately popped in my head that I'm going to say when I hand you your certificate. Okay, so when I call you, you can just come down. Believe it or not, a lot of things that I'm going to be saying are not anything related to anything that happened on the field. There were stuff that I remember in practice, things throughout the season, because 5 years down the road, when I look back at this season, I'm not going to remember our record, and it wasn't as great as what we all wanted it to be, but I'm going to remember those funny moments. I'm going to remember people stepping on my toe. I'm going to remember all sorts of things throughout the season. So, first of all, Eliza Chevalier. One of the first things I remember about Eliza is towards the end of the season, we were playing in a game that was raining, believe it or not, and right in front of me as she's coming to the ball full blast, she slides through the mud puddle and her face was like, oh my, I just can't believe that. When she came off, she says, Coach, I hope you don't expect this to be clean. Okay, so not to mention earlier you heard that she was most improved player. She has came to practice every single day, worked her butt off for me for the past 4 years. This year she, through that dedication, got an opportunity to play more, and every time she earned more minutes, she continued to impress me. So congratulations. Bianca, the biggest thing about Bianca is she will do anything for anyone at any time. I truly, firmly believe that any of her teammates call her at any time of the night she would get out of bed and go get them or go help them. That's the kind of person that she has, and I think that's the best compliment that anybody could give her, even though it has nothing to do with soccer. She will truly be missed. You didn't see Pocket? Well, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Courtney Rabideau. Courtney, well, my thing about Courtney was the player on this year's team that I had coached for 5 years. As an 8th grader all the way up through. She probably did not show because she's probably glad to get rid of me. Erica Sorrell. Erica reminds me of someone who is always calm, cool, and collected. I had so much confidence in her. I had more confidence in her than she had in herself. She would be in the back. I always could count on her to come through, whether it was flying through the air out of nowhere to save a goal against Peru or what it might be. But every time she was there, and I had so much confidence in her, and I will truly don't know what I'm going to do at the sweeper position next year because she won't be there to play it. Congratulations. Paige Southwest. Paige was also 4 years, I believe, that I had coached her. And biggest thing I remember about Paige was all the way back to the JV days was I would yell, Paige, come on, give me more, give me more, give me more, faster, faster. And she would be giving me her heart out. And she would come off and she'd be so mad at me, so upset. She never said anything to me, but I could just tell. This year, I don't think I yelled at her as much, nearly as much. She still gave me everything she had. She truly loves soccer. She would actually come to me for things about her vehicle this year, which was kind of unique and nice. But Paige was determined this year to keep the girls as a family. And I really think she succeeded at that. And I give you the best in whatever you do. Celine Bouvier. I don't have a speech basically after this, so once this is done, Celine played goal for us, and she, not necessarily by the end of the year, I think she realized, well, maybe I don't necessarily want to play goal all the time. So when I got to her towards the end of the year, she was great. You know, just let me out. That's fine with me. But what I remember about Celine is she's a goofball. She is always making a joke or doing something silly. That is having her teammates, you know, kick balls at her or chasing her, or she drives me nuts because she is always goofing off. But it was nice to have that break in there where it doesn't always have to be so serious. Well, Ali already basically named it. But before I do that one, Ali is a very, I would say, stubborn girl. When somebody was not so nice to her on the field, all of a sudden, not dirty at all, but she would be so physical with them that she ended up getting in their head and oftentimes making one of their main players obsolete or out of the game. However, it always had to be someone had to make her mad first. Okay, if that didn't happen, then she still played a very solid game and did great. But she didn't necessarily get into their head all the time. And of course, I was demonstrating, I don't remember exactly what it was, and for some reason I picked Allie, and she stepped right on the top of my foot, and it was black and blue for like 2 weeks. Okay? Cerise Dubois. Cerise, at the beginning of the year, came very new student to the school, didn't know what to expect, started doing the runs quite a bit behind, to the point where I was like, oh, come on, Cerise, you need to pick it up. But by the end, finishing in the middle of the pack, I guess my biggest thing is seeing Cerise standing, waiting for the school bus in the morning on my way to work. And then by the end of the year, especially when we went to Applebee's as a team, realizing how well she has fit into the school in such a short amount of time, and being able to see what everybody does, and just being, she is liked, I believe, by everybody, from seniors all the way down, and that's hard to do for somebody who is new. So, congratulations. Amanda Harvey. Amanda, first thing is obviously her first varsity goal early on in the year. Amanda, I know she gets picked on a lot for necessarily this, but Miranda is Amanda. Did I? Amanda is a true cheerleader. I know she gets picked on it a lot, but she is on the sideline, rooting every second of every minute, right to the very end. She never complains. She works hard, and I really enjoyed having her on the team this year because she just always worked and worked and worked, and never gave any type of issues or problems throughout the year, and was always positive. And numerous times when I was, we gotta stay positive with each other. We can't get down on each other. She was one that would always, follow through on that. Skylar she goes all out and watch out. She goes to the ball. It doesn't matter if it's in practice, if it is in a game, what position I put her at, whether she started the year at forward, worked her way back to a halfback, ended at fullback. And in each position really showed me something that just continued to gain more confidence in her and more looking forward to next year. Mallory Honan. Mallory, the first thing I think about is when I say a certain drill and she loves it, the big smile and the yes, we're going. If I say a certain drill, not that drill again, coach. Mallory has, to me, really made drastic improvements as being a leader this year. She has numerous times baked a cake, which was awesome, and brought it in for the girls. She has tried her best to stay positive and keeping the girls together. She was by far the leading scorer on the team. She was heavily marked by everybody else's defender and stayed on her and time again, she came through with scoring some very big goals, and has tremendous amount of talent, and now is starting to realize what she can do and how much better she can become when she is, and this is her own words, coach. And basically years past, she would get a lot of calls for being like lowering her shoulder and going in, and she goes, coach, you know, if I say something nice to them, they don't know how to take it. And that was a difference in Mallory this year. She was willing to try stuff, new things that made her even a better ball player. Miranda Menard. Miranda is basically, I guess, every coach's dream. As the coach is standing there at halftime saying, we have to do this, this is what you gotta do, you gotta get it down, you gotta go in and out, Miranda's there going, she agrees with you no matter what. Even if she might even think it's totally wrong, she's there shaking her head. And she's another young lady that if there's a bottle on the ground or there's something and you say, is that someone's water bottle over there? Or I should say, is that Michaela McDonough's water bottle over there? Miranda would be the first one to go get it, and along with Bianca, and make sure everything was picked up and representing the school with pride. And it is another compliment that's not necessarily, you know, soccer related, but she shows that she cares about everybody and does whatever she needs to do to help out. Morgan Rabideau. Morgan, I guess, I don't know if she talked about this with her parents or not first, but Morgan decided, if you did not know, to have the entire soccer team over to her house to spend the night, and that is something that if my daughter did, I think I would lock her in a room for a little while. She comes to practice every day, works, has a great work ethic. She continues to try. She always has a smile on her face. And even though I have Morgan in 5th grade as a student, Morgan was always very shy and very, very quiet. And by the end of the year, Morgan was saying certain things out loud that took me by surprise. I had to step back and say, wait a minute, this can't be the Morgan that I know. Nothing bad, don't get me wrong, nothing bad. But it was surprising how much she has come out of her shell and fit in with the team. And I thank you for having all of the girls, and including myself, over. Thank you. Molly Sparkplug. When she gets going, she is a determined young lady. Last year I remember saying, I can't do that. There's no way I can stay with her. Are you crazy? I just can't do it. This year there was none of that. Whether it was guarding Lindsay Bushy, this year she took it upon herself that I want that person. I want to take the ball away from her. And she actually, especially in that Peru game, almost as Lindsay continued to get more and more irritated with her, her smile got bigger and bigger and bigger. And she is an absolutely fabulous soccer player. Did whatever I asked to, once again, along with a lot of these ladies, it's just not her, but I have such high expectations for her to do stuff that I don't even think if she was being a ham, she could do it. I expect her to play, get all the way back and help the defense, get all the way up and help whoever's on offense, mark the best player, and be everywhere and never give her a break. And that's impossible. So I want to say it on the side. Andy? Andy was, I have to admit, a little bit of a tough one. Andy never speaks. I probably should have went to Michaela, because Andy and Michaela were, I mean, to me, they're best friends. I finally, as we got to Applebee's, because she was sitting across from me, I had her pinned there. I finally found out a few things about her, you know, the horseback riding, a few interesting things about her. It was nice to see that at the beginning of the year, she didn't know how to fit in with everybody, and was definitely maybe a little nervous, and a little scared. But by the end of the year, she was just one of the girls that enjoyed coming to practice, working hard, doing whatever I asked, and being a true team player. Paige Dominic. Paige is another one, congratulations, that is extremely quiet. The thing that reminds me about Paige, to say the truth, is she reminds me of my daughter. My daughter, and especially talking to Paige's dad, very, very shy, would rather be behind the scenes, loves soccer, does whatever I ask her to do. I told her to go home and kick the soccer ball with her left foot as hard as she can against the building, against the wall, and I'm sure she will do it because she wants to improve. She wants to become the best soccer player that she can. And I look forward to good things in the future from Paige. Christina Viola. Christina has been playing goal since 7th grade. I guess since I had her in 7th grade, I should have known that. Christina came up with huge expectations. I was nervous with Christina. I was nervous. As the year went, halfway through, I wasn't necessarily, how do I put this? Doing Christina justice. I pictured her as a goalie, but I never put her in goal. Then I decided, hey, I got to give her a shot. And she excelled tremendously. I was really pleased in how she played. The only thing that I would have to warn her about, and hopefully next year she will do this, last game of the year, she is the only person this year that had a concussion. However, she had a concussion with 5 minutes maybe to go in the game. She got up, didn't tell anybody. Not a smart move, okay? Played the rest of the game. After the game, she comes to me, Coach, I think I had a concussion. I think she now is realizing how dangerous that is and how severe it is, and looking forward to her being healthy and a solid year next year. Congratulations. 4 more. Michaela McDonough. Try to speed them up. First thing about Michaela, we're in Osable. The night after the bonfire, we are there a few minutes, the girls get dressed, they do their laps, they do their exercises. Where's the balls? Who has the balls? Michaela McDonough does. Michaela, go get the ball. She goes to the bus, she comes back, she walks to the wrong bench. There was a sign right there. That was probably one of the worst games as a team we played. Probably one of the worst games as a coach that I coached, okay? But Michaela stepped right in, played centerfold, was a stand-up JV team last year, played tremendous minutes. Once again, I remember her early on in the year coming off, even though I had coached Michaela a few years ago at JV, coming off, and the girls know me now that when I get excited, my voice goes up. And Michaela came off and she started to cry even before I was saying anything to her. And I got her over to me and I said, I'm here to tell you I put you in this position because I know you can play that position. I know you can do it. I wasn't even going to yell at her, but she just thought I was going to. She thought she was coming out of the game. It was after, I think Beacontown scored or somebody scored. And she was starting to walk up the field. I said, Michaela, at any time did I say, come off the field? Back in there. And towards the end of the season, she knew. She still drives me nuts because she played defense and she needs to move up more. But that would be definitely something that we're working on. Second year with Abby, another very, very nice young lady. I don't believe she has a mean bone in her body. Until we actually, I believe, played Beacontown in Beacontown. Abby all of a sudden got mad, irritated, upset, I'm not quite sure. But Abby was a different ball player that game. She was, and once again, at the varsity level, it's a much more physical game. So when I'm saying, you know, got a mean bone in your body, it's not like she's going out intentionally tripping someone or anything like that. But she would go after the girl. She wasn't going to back down. She was determined to win that ball. And I would constantly say to Abby, I need you to be mean. I need you to be mean, okay? The only time that I think she ever will be mean will probably be on either a basketball court or a soccer field because it's just not in her. She is one of the nicest young ladies that this school has seen. Congratulations. Taylor Rabideau. Okay, quickly about Taylor. Number one, being the younger sister, always picking on Courtney, being the older sister. Okay? And since she's not here, I'm just going to basically say, please, Taylor, don't take driving lessons from your sister. I know I've kept you way too long. I'd just like to thank Calvin Castine, Joe Southwick for taping the games, Mr. Roush and Mr. Bernard for being there at every single game to do ball people and running up and down, or just an ear to listen to. All the other coaches from Mr. Jolette to Mrs. Stanfield or Mrs. Stanfield to the boys coaches. It was nice to be able to speak to them and enjoy in their success. To Larry and Nancy Rabideau for once again opening up their house to all of the girls we're going over. Miller for showing up to the games, for being our CPR, making sure everybody stays healthy. Mr. Hogan for taking all the beautiful pictures, and to all the parents. Once again, even though these girls, some of them have rides and are having their own license now, you guys spend so much time with them. I can hear you on the sidelines, you know, talking to your daughters, rooting us on, trying to do the best for everybody that is involved, and I thank you. And the final thing, and then I will let you go, is this year, even though our record didn't necessarily show it, I saw tremendous improvement in all the girls, and it was nice. And I told myself I wouldn't do this. It was nice to have fun again. It was nice to enjoy soccer again. And I thank you for that, ladies. Good night. All varsity players, make sure I was supposed to give you other stuff too, but so come in.